Most people think a crime ends the moment it's committed. But in reality, that's often when the second story begins. Not the police chase, not the courtroom, not the headlines. The part nobody sees happens in silence, inside the mind of the person who did it. At first, there's usually a strange calm, a feeling of control, even power, like they've escaped something or outsmarted the world. Adrenaline hides everything else: fear, doubt, consequences. For a few hours, sometimes a few days, it feels unreal, almost like watching someone else's life. But then something changes. It doesn't come with noise, it comes with stillness. When the distraction fades, the mind starts replaying everything. A detail they ignored, a face they saw, a second they can't undo. And suddenly, the mind does something brutal. It replays the moment, again and again, but this time without adrenaline protecting them. This is where regret begins. Not the soft kind of regret people feel over small mistakes, but something heavier, something that sits in the chest and doesn't leave. Psychologists call it cognitive dissonance, the clash between what a person did and what they believe about themselves. Because deep down, most people still see themselves as not that kind of person. But the action says otherwise, and that conflict creates pressure. Some try to bury it, distract themselves, act normal, pretend nothing changed. But the brain doesn't forget that easily. Sleep becomes harder, thoughts become louder at night. Even ordinary sounds can trigger memories they didn't invite. A door closing, a siren in the distance, a news report playing in the background. Each one feels personal. And then comes the worst part, the imagination. The mind starts building outcomes. What if I'm caught? What if someone knows? What if I can't undo this? Fear and regret start working together, feeding each other. For some, this leads to panic. For others, emotional shutdown. They become quieter, detached, different. Friends might notice it, but not understand it. Because externally, everything looks normal. But internally, there's a storm no one can see. And here's the truth most people don't expect. Regret doesn't always mean someone becomes better. Sometimes it leads to confession. Sometimes it leads to self-destruction. And sometimes it leads to doing more things just to escape the feeling. The human mind doesn't handle moral conflict easily. When someone crosses a line they never thought they would, they don't just deal with consequences. They deal with identity collapse. I did this becomes, who am I now? That question can haunt a person longer than any punishment, because legal consequences end eventually, but internal consequences can replay for years. So when we think about crime, we often imagine the moment it happens, but the real story is what happens after, in the silence, when the mind finally catches up with what the hands have done.